Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Green. This is our first time together. I wanted to introduce you to the Algebra 1 course and make certain that you understand what's going on. This is my front screen that I put up on every one of my Class Connects and in my recordings, so you'll see this quite frequently. This phoenix that you see drawn here was drawn by a previous student in my Algebra 1 class several years ago, or I'm sorry, in my geometry class several years ago, and I just like it very much, and it shows several mathematical attributes, and I just want to make certain it's up there so that you can look at it. We'll talk about it over time. So that if you have any questions, I'll be sure to answer them for you. This screen usually gives you a couple of really good tips. Okay, make certain you've read the lessons that you need to have read. You've looked at any problems that you've that are assigned to you, and that you've looked at them, and you make certain if you got any questions, you've got them available so that you can bring them up and ask them during the videos and during my class connects. So that's a good little suggestion that it's got over here on this side. On the other side over here, it just gives you some hints on how to get ready for the class, so you might want to follow those. But to be successful in Algebra 1, let's see here. See if I can get this to go to the next screen. And maybe. There it goes. Okay. So, what you need to do to be successful in Algebra 1, you need to right now plan to be in the course every single day. Because if there's not an assignment for that day, there's at least reading to be done for that day and some material to go over for that day. So you need to make certain you're planning to spend time in it every single day. Okay? You can start by make sure you start by printing and saving the study guide. Now, I don't care if you print it or if you save it out into a file and use it on off your disk. Either way will work for me. I will show you where that study guide is in just a minute, but the materials that's in it are very good and will help you a lot in making certain that you're getting through the lessons correctly. Um, it's a place for you to take notes, for you to watch when you're watching the lesson or reading the lessons, okay? It's also got places where you can write down questions. So it becomes a common area you can go to and say, okay, here's the question I had, or here's what we learned, or anything else, okay? I will have added videos in there. The videos I add are intended to augment or to help with what you've got. If you don't see it as being helpful, let me know. But it's intended to show you how problems might be worked or how to look at some of the information that you might be looking at. Okay? Make certain you come to the class connects. The class, there will be ways of not having to attend them, but you know what? Those students that are successful in my class, they attend the class connects and they know what's going on and they can keep up with the work that way. Okay? Come to tutoring and ask questions if you have questions. Okay? And the number one thing that you need to make certain you understand is staying current. Falling behind in this environment is the worst thing that can happen for you, because once you fall behind, getting caught back up is extremely difficult to do and will take way more effort than you want to give to it. Okay? So here's a copy of the Algebra 1 course. It's the Comp Algebra 1 course right here. Okay, there's my little welcome here in the middle. You can see over here on the left hand side under course plan, these are things that are going to be coming due. So when you're looking for what do I need to do today, make certain you're doing the things that are over here first. Okay, now there's some things under course materials you need to see, but you can get to those yourself. I just clicked on the unit 1 and I'm going to come down here to 1.2 expressions. Under 1.2 expressions, you can see that there is uh, an introductory expressions, game time, what do we want to do in the group, some math cast and things like that, and different parts of the lesson that are in here. Okay, and then there's a quiz. That quiz is where we're going to get what your grade is. Okay, so you want to make certain you're doing that information to make certain you get the grade. But before you go into that lesson, up here it says student resources. When I clicked on Algebra 1 Basics, under that student resources is where you're going to find the study guides. Okay, and it's going to take a second or two to load in here. Do 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 do. There it is. Okay. So what you'll see here under objectives is just showing you what we're going to be covering in each one of those different lessons that we're going to be doing. Okay. Under materials is where you're going to find the student guide. So right there where it says student guide for lesson 1, and then you go down here. Here's lessons 2, and there's the student guide. If you just click on those student guides, it's going to show you a place where you can see what the lesson is, what the objectives are, so forth. But down here, it's going to give you a place where you can write. You will play Spark, prepare to play, prepare for this lesson, and it's going to ask you what is the group, or what a group. It's going to tell you what the focus is, and you're going to list the order of operations. You're going to list a few other things there. Okay, using the order of operations to simplify and use the space to work through some of the examples. So you've got some, it's like having paper to write on, right? So these would be places where you could put some of that information in there. Okay, and it's going through the different aspects of the core of the lesson. Okay, so it's telling you go play game time. That's one of the things that'll be over in the lesson. So this is the way that you can follow through, make certain you're getting everything accomplished every time, and get completely through the lessons. These student guides are very good and very helpful. Okay? In case you miss anything in one of the lessons and you want to say, well, I didn't get that. Where was it? Well, there's usually transcripts of the information here, or you can go back and rewatch them if you need to. Okay? Make certain that you're taking the time to go through those lessons very carefully, because that's where you're going to get the information. Okay. You can see under the student resources there's also some keywords. If you ever need to know how a word is pronounced or how a word is stated, you can click on the word and there should be
domain,
obviously ways of it telling you exactly how it's pronounced. If it's got that phonetics over there on the side, you can get that. But those are the different terms that are there, and if I don't define it, you can always go back there and find it. Links, anytime there's a link to an external source, it'll come over here and it'll give you a link to it, and you can click on that link and it'll take you right to it. Okay? So, enough about these student resources. Let's go back to the unit itself, just so that you can see these units are not going to be long. The lessons themselves are not going to be long. They're pretty short in nature. So if you're spending, hours and hours on them, you're spending way too much time on them. As you look at this first one here, okay, if you look at the second one there are 8 tasks. That's what this 8 over here represents. And if you click on that one right there, those 8 tasks are listed for you right here. And there's the lesson expression, and then there's the groundwork, game time, and then there's what a group, and the example expressions, the order of operations, a summary. My video will be in here. I haven't put it in there yet. The offline practices, these are the problems that you need to work, and then there'll be a quiz. Now, when you're working these problems, solutions are provided. They're in the student materials, so you need to make certain you always look for those things. The answers are provided for these, so do not work them and say, well, I don't know if I got the right answers or not. Do check your work. That's the way you can do it. Okay? Okay, well, that's how to be successful in the course. I really wasn't going to go into any of these and try to teach you any lessons today. I will be doing that in future recordings, and I look forward to everyone having a good time in this class. It's going to be fun. I will talk to you next time.